We went to the public library for the first time, and I've never been more uncomfortable.
Not the
in my
first time.
Okay,
the first time was probably like 10 years, but
yeah. Don't go.
Don't
go unless you want to feel like so
sufficiently awkward,
uncomfortable. It was like everyone was quiet, which I already hate. Like, why are you not talking?
It just felt like you couldn't even breathe. Like your breathing was too loud. Like it was gonna bother people.
And then there's just people sitting around.
It's like a brand new like library in our town.
Yeah.
So it's like 2 stories, like beautiful from the outside. I thought it was gonna be I thought there were gonna be massive amounts of shelves of books.
Yeah.
And it was like mostly computers.
Yeah,
and
like, oh, I'm going to the library to use the computer. In what world? Like,
right?
I needed to get out of there. I had like goosebumps from being so uncomfortable. It was so creepy.
Yeah, she was very
like
uncomfortable.
it felt like a horror. Like,
and then you walked down the aisles of like the books,
and the lights would turn on
as
you walked.
would turn on as you walked past
underneath
above,
it,
and it was
like,
just like
God.
shining a spotlight on you and drawing more attention.
It was awful, and I was
to-
like, shh, like I'm not. No,
I was just like, I would scurry away, like when the light
awful.
would turn on.
It was so terrible. It was like literally something out of like Scooby Doo. It was very scary.
Very scary.
We totally though had a really good day music wise. Like we we blasted. Talk about a throwback Thursday.
Yeah,
like
it's a
all
Thursday,
hit songs
just...
from like high school. We listened to like Make Damn Sure by Taking Back Sunday.
A classic that we love.
Fall Out Boy, but like original like Sugar We're Going Down.
Yeah.
First Panic at the Disco CD.
Which is the only good one.
Who? Yellow Card.
Yellow Card. Hawthorne Heights.
My Chemical Romance. I still love My Chemical Romance, like, more than a person should, but embrace it. Fear it.
Fear it.
Lizzie McGuire quote. Had to. Okay, when Lizzie McGuire first started, I was in 5th grade. 5th grade. And I remember it was like, every girl at school saw Lizzie McGuire that weekend, and it was like, oh my god. It was like that episode where Kate stuffed her bra.
Yeah.
And it was so scandalous. And then, like, you were looking at every girl, like, who's stuffing their bra?
You were like,
you
others?
I know you. You did not have those this weekend.
Yeah.
Like, and then they, like, oh, tips from Liz McGuire. Stuff your bra.
Right.
Done.
I thought she had the coolest, like, wardrobe ever. And I wanted those, like, bedazzled jeans she had in that one episode where she wanted to win Best Dressed.
But then her mom went to the bargain. She was like, bargain hunting or whatever it was. And, like, always a weird close-up on her mouth. Like, bargain.
Oh, yeah.
You were like, enough. And Miranda's hair was always
a statement.
something to be admired.
A statement, yeah.
Yeah, we'll say that.
It was.
My question is like, why don't girls just like all dress like each other, like in the Cheetah Girls?
Like with
I feel
different
like we
colored
really need to like rock a cohesive look. Yeah, like a velour jumpsuit, but like we need to just like make sure that like something's cheetah every day. Let's talk about
our
books
plan.
though, since we were at
books.
At the library
So
today.
books that we think are worth reading. I mean, you're a fool if you haven't read Harry Potter.
If you haven't read Harry Potter,
where have you been?
Where have you been? I don't trust you, and I already kind of don't like you.
If you're one of those people, if you haven't read Harry Potter, it's like, you know, there's those people, and you just don't.
And they're like,
you don't want to associate with those people because you're just like,
no, I don't do Harry Potter.
Or they're like,
have you read Twilight?
Or they just they're like, I didn't think Harry Potter was that great, and I'm just like, I'm enough with you.
Okay, if you don't think Harry Potter's not, like, the greatest thing ever, I really have a serious distrust.
Yeah.
Once I finished reading the final book, I wept and like, wandered around my house like, what am I gonna do now? All of my friends are gone! I have nothing to look forward to!
I was like,
and I was like, okay.
Movie too.
Well, not even so much the last movie, but it was like the final book because it was like I have nothing else to read about Harry Potter. And I was like thinking, I'm like, okay, where am I gonna get my lightning bolt tattoo? Because it needs to happen. Luckily it never did. Like, although if I were to ever have surgery and they were like, it's gonna leave a scar, cut that shit into a lightning bolt.
Make it a lightning bolt scar. So then
simple. Done. Okay, I'm a massive Lord of the Rings fan, but more so the movies than the books.
I tried to read The Hobbit once and I was bored. I was so bored.
I've actually never read The Hobbit, but I've read all 3 Lord of the Rings books and they drag a little bit, and also you don't have Elijah Wood to look at, so that's also a problem. Yeah.
And you can't picture it, like, in your head.
I mean, I can, Sarah, but it's better to see him.
One day, together, which is
One Day was so good.
Yeah.
Do not let the movie fool you.
Yeah.
Like,
read the book first.
Book was amazing.
You
don't even
need to bother with the movie. The book will be good enough for you.
I read, this book called On Beauty by Zadie Smith at the beginning of this year, like a few weeks ago. That book is amazing. And it felt like it would be a movie. I don't think it's a movie yet, but I'm sure they'll make it one. It was like a New York Times bestseller too. Mm-hmm. And it's so good. I couldn't tell you what it was about. It's about a family. And
it was just...
But it's so good. It is so good. You know what you need to read? Never Let Me Go. Oh my god, that book. I read Yes Please by Amy Poehler, and I was like, no thank you. I gave it to my sister. I finished it on the airplane, and I went, that's yours.
I started reading, because my younger brother really liked them, the Percy Jackson series, which I know I'm like a little bit old for, because technically it's in the kids section of the Barnes & Noble, but so is Harry Potter, so who cares?
That offends me!
I started reading the Percy Jackson series. I only read the first one, and it was good. And then I saw the movie for the first time the other day.
Oh my god, Logan Lerman.
Just because Logan Lerman's so adorable. I've only read the first one of the Maze Runner series, which I brought over for
Dylan O'Brien. Hilarious.
Yeah.
You'll need a dictionary to read it, but read We Need to Talk About Kevin. It's incredible. Oh my god, heartbreaking. I'm trying to think of...
Mitch Albom.
Who's that?
He wrote like The 5 People You Want to Meet in Heaven, Tuesdays with Morrie. Tuesdays with Morrie is like one of my favorite books. Oh my god, it's so good. I'll need to lend it to you.
Is it gonna make me cry because I'm like not in the mood?
I don't think I cried when I read it.
Almost. Well, you're heartless.
No, I'm not. Oh my god, I'm such a weeper.
I'm a major weeper.
Major weeper. I just cry for everything now.
I cry less now. I've shut myself down emotionally. It's been the best decision of my life.
I shut myself down.
Shut it down. Just shut that emotion down. I'm over it. Let's just spitfire. Les Miserables and The Hunchback of Notre Dame, both by Victor Hugo, both incredible. Hunchback of Notre Dame is beautifully heartbreaking, and the ending is just like...
Yeah. One of your favorite books isn't Picture of Dorian Gray?
I love Picture of Dorian Gray. I forgot about that book. That's a really good book.
I want to read that. Because, yeah, you always talk about how much you love that one.
Yeah, and the Sherlock Holmes books are really amazing. You know what? And our library had none of these, I feel like.
Or we just had no idea where to look for them.
We couldn't even find the nonfiction section in the library.
Yeah, if it existed.
We don't know.
I don't know.
We literally don't know.
There was fiction, and then there was like cookbooks next to it, and I don't know if there's anything past that. I don't think there was.
I just felt like also in the library was like they knew I had like overdue fees from like back in the day, and they were watching me like, hey, you owe us $7, and I'm like, oh my god.
I wish I would have liked my experience more at the library. But now I'm just gonna stick to bookstores because I love bookstores.
And I can dance in a bookstore because I've done it before. Yeah. I can sing in the bookstore.
Yeah, you can feel like you can talk and communicate in a bookstore. With
the library was horrible. I'm encouraging you to read, but I'm also encouraging you to never go to the library.
Yeah. Now we're just traumatized.
I'm traumatized.
Never again will we step foot in that library.
So you heard it here, kids. Stay in school, read, and don't go to the library.
Read. Just buy your books from bookstores.
Bye!
Bye! We're just gonna talk about our experience today.
Oh my god. We went...
Oh, it's recording!
Yeah.
I didn't know.